Hazy, hot, and a bit humid on Thursday, the summer solstice. Good Wednesday night, East Tennessee. David Aldridge, Captain Accurate here from the Captain Accurate Weather Command Center. Well, you can see our high today was only 88 degrees. I was expecting 89 this morning, and yesterday I was expecting it to be 88. So we didn't hit quite 90 here on Juneteenth, the federal holiday. It was 1 degree above normal. The record high 97 going back to 1944. We started off this morning a little cooler at 67. Now, not everybody hit 88 degrees. Some of us were only in the low 80s, like Kingston, Rockwood, Harriman. Only 83 in Wartburg and Crossville today, while our friends in Morristown hit 86 degrees this afternoon. You look around the state, they had a hard time hitting 90 in Chattanooga. They were at 89. Johnson City 89, and Nashville hit 87 today. There was a 90 up in Paducah, Charleston, and looks like down toward Augusta, Georgia, but not many across the board. Meanwhile, tomorrow, we're going to say season's greetings at a very specific time, because astronomically, as we know the seasons, once there's a little tilt of 23.5 degrees, it is typically in mid to late June that we see those long days really take hold. But the summer solstice this year is on June 20th, that's tomorrow, and it occurs at 4:50. So if you're going to send out an X, you're going to send out a tweet, say season's greetings at 4:50. You could probably schedule that. But the shortest day and longest night in the southern hemisphere, everything's of course opposite, but we have the longest days in the northern hemisphere. Gotta love that, certainly in this time of year. Ultimate Doppler Radar presented by your Marco's Pizza, local Marco's Pizza, not showing any rain at this time, but might want to grab a Marcos.com pizza at Hardin Valley or Farragut. They've got locations in Maryville, Fountain City, and Halls, Oak Ridge, Middlebrook Pike, and Ebenezer Road. You might be hungry for a large pepperoni pizza. May I recommend the Pepperoni Magnifico? Or for lunch, maybe a new Pozzoli. You can check those out for less than $6. Go to Marcos.com for all the latest deals and specials. Meanwhile, the heat advisories continue in orange across the Ohio River Valley, Ohio, Pennsylvania. Even some purple areas would represent excessive heat warnings, right? We've got there in Indiana, excessive heat warning. Got one in southern sections, southwestern sections of Pennsylvania. So they're talking about excessive heat more so than what we've had, because we were in the 80s today. Meanwhile, the rain continues to pour down in buckets across South Texas because of a tropical storm named Alberto. More on him in a moment. Meanwhile, our clouds will be scattered tonight. They'll be in and out, but I don't expect rain. In fact, you don't see any rain falling from these clouds, but they did keep our temperatures down just a wee bit today into the upper 80s. Now, if you take the average number of 90-degree days in Knoxville, these are in the bar chart here, we average 1 day in May and a week in June. That's typical. Why be normal? But when you add those up, because we have averaged about 12 days in July, and 10 days in August, 4 days in September. That usually gives us about a month's worth, 34 days. And so far this year, we had 0 in May, and so far 4 days at 90. Tomorrow will be day number 5, I fully expect. So we'll put 5 days on the board come tomorrow afternoon for the summer solstice day, which is Thursday. So keep in mind, all this comes by way of our friends at the National Weather Service at Morristown. They do keep great records. I want to give them props for that. Dew point temperatures are in the 60s. Could be worse. Once that reaches the 70-degree marker higher, it really feels stuffy. So expect the humidity tonight and tomorrow to kind of ebb and flow. It'll come and it'll go, much like you see illustrated here. This takes us through 5 o'clock Thursday. Doesn't look all that bad. Some of the green ooze seems to ooze away back toward Nashville and Bowling Green, and then it maybe retreats a little more by 7 a.m. on Friday morning. But it'll come back. You know it would, because summer is really taking hold tomorrow and beyond, and we'll feel not only the heat, but the humidity as we head into Saturday and Sunday. So we're talking low to mid 90s for Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, with limited chance of rain really until we get to early next week. Headlines: hazy, hot, a bit humid tomorrow. The summer solstice, longest day of the year, starts astronomically at 4:50. We will see a hotter end of the week, and the best rain chance will come in on Monday. Meanwhile, Alberto got his name at 11 o'clock this morning, formerly Potential Tropical Cyclone 1, or PTC1. A big mouthful, but I like Alberto better. Better name, it's easier to say. And also, while this storm may be slamming into Mexico, it's a little misleading, because you think, well, it's down there. Why would it affect Texas? Well, a great question. Why would they have a tropical storm warning like they do? Clearly, all that rain is pushing into places like Victoria, Corpus Christi. They've seen, in some cases, 5-10 inches of rain or more. There could be 15 to 20 inches estimated in parts of Mexico. So this is a far-reaching storm, and it is impacting the Lone Star State, no doubt. Tornado warnings there just north of Corpus Christi has been in effect. They've got tornado concerns heading into the night tonight. So certainly an issue there. But all this future rainfall doesn't even do tropical weather justice, doesn't do a very good job with some of the tropical rains, because it's usually more than what models would suggest. But this would suggest another 6 inches in some parts of Texas, and much lesser amounts in parts of Florida, as this will fill us right through about the Independence Day time frame. Early July, yeah, we'll get back into the rainy pattern, but it's not showing signs of doing that, at least in the short term, even Knoxville. But notice the wave heights. They're over 10 feet, 13, 14 feet or higher, and it's pushing closer to the Lone Star State, so they've got some issues with high surf, rip currents, the whole 9 yards, and temperatures are in the low 80s there. So this has been one of those storms that has a lot of fuel to work with all the heat that's over the Gulf of Mexico. Now, there is a 40% chance that this is maybe the misnomer, there's another storm that could form after Alberto fades away. So if we have a 40% chance for another storm, you might be going, well, what would that be? That could be Burl, or that could be Chris. We've got a 30% chance that one forms off the coast of Florida or southeast Georgia. So this is over the next 7 days. These areas of interest, as they may be referred to from the National Hurricane Center, keeping us apprised of what's going on in their thought process. But Alberto can be crossed off the list. We've got Burl, Chris, and Debbie on deck for possible names heading into what will be a very active hurricane season. I want to show you the Futurecast shows the colors changing. Maybe not so much tomorrow. We will be in the low 90s. Once we get into Saturday, let's take you to Saturday. It's 8 o'clock Friday. Oh, yeah, let's get to Saturday. Watch how orange we turn at 5,000 feet. That's pretty toasty. I have a high temperature on Saturday around 96 and a high temperature on Friday of 94. And Sunday, 95. So you're going to be in the low to mid 90s for the next couple of days once we get past Thursday, because it will be very toasty. Some like it, some don't. Some like it not. It is what it is. The Storm Prediction Center is still talking about severe weather in spots tomorrow, not here. But if you have family or interest in parts of Nebraska, this will exclude Omaha. Omaha could get general thunderstorms, but Cheyenne, Wyoming could have an isolated severe storm tomorrow. And of course, the area in yellow, scattered severe storms from Albany, Syracuse, and upstate parts of New York, but even northern Pennsylvania. Fair game for some nasty storms tomorrow. Nothing going on here, so if you're traveling there, just take note. Friday looks pretty quiet in most areas, although north of Omaha toward Minneapolis, St. Paul, Sioux Falls, some isolated severe storms may occur here, and up towards Scranton, Pennsylvania, Binghamton, New York, and Poughkeepsie, New York may have some isolated severe storms. They put us under the chance for some storms, but I'm not convinced at this point. We'll have to revisit that tomorrow because I don't have it in the forecast. 11 o'clock tonight, right through tomorrow morning, things are ho-hum, just some scattered clouds. Tomorrow we'll finish about 92, no rain to talk about. Now, I do believe this model will present a little bit of model noise. Let's see if I'm right. There's 7. Let's take it to midday. Should we do that? Yep, there it is, a little bit of green there. So they think there's something that could form, but I'm not convinced. I think it's out of the picture. So I kept Friday dry. I also kept Saturday dry, and they may also put some green dots. So yeah, I think that's overstated. I think the best chance of rain will be toward Roanoke, and that would be as close as by it will be Roanoke, Virginia. Meanwhile, visibility tomorrow looks pretty good. Some patches of fog may form in the white areas toward Crossville. If that were to verify, some areas in the plateau may have some fog to greet them tomorrow morning. So let's get to the forecast. Tonight, down to 67. Scattered clouds, we'll call it seasonably cool. Normal low is about 66. I think we'll aim for a low of 67. Although Kingston, Morristown may fall to double sixes there. 65 in Oneida, low temperature Crossville 64. Tomorrow 92. That's 4 degrees hotter than today. And the humidity may be about the same. Not much worse, not much better, but winds will be variable east 0 to 5 miles per hour. Here's your Thursday outlook. Thursday's high temperatures, 92 Oak Ridge, 93 Athens, Kingston, 91 Morristown. Expect low 90s in La Follette, Middlesboro, while Crossville may stop at 89 degrees tomorrow. Here's your Captain Accurate Weather Authority forecast for Knoxville, East Tennessee. There's a warming trend, right? 92, 94, 96. And then with some storms, I moved the chance of rain from 30 to 60. I think there's a really good chance we'll get some rain, and we may struggle to reach 90 on Monday. That's okay. But with hot and hazy weather back on Tuesday, we could easily be back in the low to mid 90s heading into Wednesday with another chance for showers and storms on Wednesday. I do think the pattern will change. We'll get more rainy weather going into next week, but in the short term, it's going to be hot. And hopefully your air conditioning is in good working order. By the way, keep track of the weather where you live using the Captain Accurate Weather app with Pete Michaels Traffic. You get the best traffic reporter in town simply on the app. Just push the button and you get the latest traffic report that you would normally hear on the radio, but you do not have to wait for the commercials to play. By the way, Pete Michaels Traffic, just search the 2 words Captain Accurate at the App Store and Google Play. My name is David Aldridge. Some people call me Captain Accurate. It's not easy being accurate, so weather doesn't surprise you. Happy summer. We'll see you here next time. Take care.